Hello, my friends. Welcome to Recovery with Patrick. I want to get one more video in real quick today. And I want to talk about an archetype, the wounded healer, that's been around forever. So I've heard some folks say, I'm too messed up to help anybody. The truth is, some of the best people I've ever seen working with others, they're the ones that were broken or deeply wounded first, right? Your wounds don't disqualify you. They often are the reason you can help somebody. Um, and we oftentimes recognize in somebody else what we've experienced or gone through ourselves, and that does make us uniquely qualified. And I'll say that again before we're done, to help somebody else, especially in early recovery, when there's so much chaos and so much stress and mental tension and everything else going on, right? So, unfortunately, I think a lot of us think I got to get my life together first before I can help anybody else. And that's not really how recovery works, right? So people want to help others, or the ones that really have suffered loss, struggled through it, experience deep, deep pain, physical, emotional pain, right? We're the ones that can be most qualified to help those who are still suffering, right? And um, it matters because the wounded healer understands what it feels like. Um, it doesn't work, right? We have a pretty good idea what actually does help. So let's talk about this real quick, where this archetype came from. And probably the most famous description of it came from Carl Jung, who described the wounded healer. And he took this from Greek mythology. Chiron, if I'm getting the name right, was a centaur who was deeply wounded by a poisoned arrow. He could never fully heal himself, but he was able to heal others and became quite skilled at it, became quite skilled at teaching others how to heal, right? So this is the archetype for the wounded healer. And it really fits, doesn't it? When you think about people who have helped us or when we've helped people, we recognize that wound, that pain in others because we've gone through that ourselves, right? So people helping others while we're still growing, right? I don't have to know everything. I don't have to be fully healed, fully repaired, any of that stuff. And I don't think we ever get through life completely like that. So the power is in honesty, acceptance, and connection. And really, the key insight I want everybody to hear behind this today is your pain gives you access to people. It allows you to connect in a way that others can't. All my best, my friends.